Hey everybody, we're doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be looking at how to incorporate some actual guitar into our sampling and use that in Logic. But we're really focusing on one key element here, and that is doing this as a non-guitar player. So I don't consider myself a guitar player. I actually know just like a couple chords barely. I don't know if I've got strumming technique. And so I'm featuring this using a guitar that perhaps those of us who aren't guitar players might actually consider purchasing. This is a Glary guitar. It's like under $100, and it's one of those guitars that it's mimicking in some ways. It's like a going after the market for those of us who don't really play and don't want to invest like hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars into this. And so we're going to see what we can do with it. Specifically, what tools Logic is going to give us to really do with it. So this is the guitar. It's pretty standard fare. 3 pickups. It has a volume, tone, and tone. You can switch between the pickup configuration. The rest of it is pretty simple. It's like I said, it's under $100. We're going to see what we can actually do with it in this situation using Logic to help us. So let's see. First and foremost, Logic is great in the sense that we can just click on the tuner button and get it tuned up. So I'm probably going to skip through this just a little bit, fast forwarded. That way you don't have to listen to me tuning the guitar. Okay, so our goal then is to record some part of this that we can use in the sampler. Let's just start by doing a quick set of chords. It's important to have the metronome on. That way we can keep this in time. That helps the whole process. So let's start this. You can hear a little bit, the strength of my fingers isn't as consistent as I would like it sometimes. Let's pull that. Let's see, let's close that for a second. Actually, I'm going to redo that one time for a reason, which is it took a little bit more. I just want to do that the exact recording length. I didn't want to do the extra at the beginning. We could have trimmed it down, but this is kind of a nice step. Right there at the end. So now it's the exact length. Okay, so let's check this out first. We're going to add a drummer track here just so we can hear this. And there's a few things I'm going to be doing here. I'm doing a different output to record what you're hearing. So that's why I'm setting that bus up. Okay, so that works. What we're going to do is pull this, and I want to do the sampler per zone or the quick sampler optimized. If I'm just doing this one chord and want to mangle it, then it makes sense to do the quick sampler because then I can come through and once again, let me set up my sends here. Okay, cool. When I play E on the keyboard, it's going to automatically do that one. There's a lot of things we could get into with this, but right now, one really important thing is I'm just going to set the follow tempo. And that is so that, for instance, if I go up to, 185, and I want to come through, and come on. Let's set up a MIDI region here And let's do that with the root key, like that. So it's going to change. It's going to play whatever tempo the project is, it will adapt. The original is 120, so we're going to put it back there for the moment. One thing else I want to show you, though, is a whole different alternative to this. Let's mute and unmute. And let's delete just that little file there. We'll keep it, but delete it. And let's move this over. Doesn't really matter. But I'm going to be doing one note at a time for this one. So and then a bar in between. That's kind of soft. Okay, so I just played a bunch of single notes. Anybody can probably do that. And that's not too bad. What I want to do, though, is come down and create, let's see, we're on that one. So create a new instrument with the full sampler. Let me send this out so you can hear it. Okay, cool. So under the mapping, I'm just going to drag what I recorded in here, right? It's going to do an analysis. And the next steps are like this. I'm going to split, create zones, split at notes. So we delete the first one, select this group, and then I want to auto map using pitch detection, like that. That one is definitely a little bit softer, right? Because I mean, I knew that it was. I played it a little bit soft. Problem is when I gain that up, it brings all the hiss with it from the actual guitar process, but that's fine. So what I have now, just doing the split, create zone splits at notes, and then auto map using pitch detection, I created a whole instrument here. Let's come out and do amp designer on this. And we'll just do something crunchy. Something interesting. Got to fix that note. But now I have this guitar sound on in a format that I can actually play. So is there a point to this? Is there a point to doing this when we can just use, a basic file that's in there? Is there a point to this when we have other guitar stuff already out there? Sure, I mean, you can use other people's stuff and there's some great stuff, but I love being able to add something to this. I love, even though I don't play guitar, that I can, bring in this guitar and play something with it that adds to the project. That's not just something. And to be perfectly honest, A lot of the other guitars that we have in Logic, they're just so. And there's something that if we need like a custom rhythm, let's actually turn this back on so you can hear it maybe. If there's something you need that you can't get someplace else, I can't find a loop like that. I can't, even if I can play it poorly, I can play it enough that I could sample it and then use it in a project, and Logic is going to do a lot of the work for me. So yes, I think a guitar like this from Glary, which is, not like a luxury model, under $100 is not much. But if you can even learn like a few chords, you're going to be able to add to your projects in ways that you couldn't just with some of the built-in presets and things that you have. We have things out here too. I would say we haven't even talked about, switching between the different pickups or using the tone knobs. I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not a guitar player. If you want to learn more about that, go someplace else. But if you want to be able to just add a little bit of something to your projects using the sampler and a real guitar, and then so many of these tools in Logic is going to be such a great combination. Okay, that's all I really want to talk about. I hope you can see some of the power of this and just how cool it can be.